Welcome to the IHP community, a bunch of 5D mystics, spiritual, mindful, living, and loving people as we grow it. And that's because the 5D collective knows all about love and laughter and living. And the thing is, they use their brain, and it's an integrated brain. So we differentiate completely from that which is anyone out there who doesn't know how to discern and who, in fact, disregards going to a good childhood trauma therapist like Patrick Tiahan to heal their childhood trauma so that we can disengage from hearing their 0 to 8-year-olds' ideas. And as a mystic, mentor, content creator, and podcast host, I'm also a person who's in the Enlightenment Soul Age group. So while we do know that we're woo-woo to the scientist people who don't actually know that mysticism is not something, well, disprovable by scientists. Actually, the true scientists know all about quantum field, and they just talk about consciousness as a problem. Anima Mundi right here. I have no problem with the infinite consciousness because I have a relationship with God, Holy Spirit, Reiki master, I'm an Akashic record reader. In fact, when I hear my colleagues saying, I'm going to prove to you that I'm intuitive or prove spirituality, I just think that's hilarious because your left brain mode is all over this. And that means I have a teenager in the room, which is an adaptive child. They're the only people who need to prove shit, the PROVE. Yeah. So if you're in academia, which I love, that's a whole different story, but I'm not in academia on purpose. I do self-help, personal development. Yes. So spiritual growth and exploring the mind. And people who do know Sadhguru, here's a quote that I read, and then I read to you another quote so that you can understand who the 5D collective are. And it's really about emotional, mental, and physical intelligence. You have to have bilateral integration and vertical. And there's a fancy woman in suit who makes my point of how they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Ignorant people. Oh, but Schopenhauer does say if you want to reach a large audience, to go for the masses. I'm not interested in the ignorant masses. I'm interested in the enlightened masses, which there's bountiful of. Just because I don't underestimate the capacity for you to use your brain, there's therapists all over the place helping anybody who wants to heal childhood trauma to go there and to actively know they can get restorative embodiment self. Yes, it's your mammalian heritage, so I'm not doing anything special except for living out the life that any person can. Oh, and I didn't need yoga, but that's a whole other story we'll talk about in the extended. Some people could use yoga. No demons come out of you, just ventral vagal toning. There's shit that's non-metabolized. It's called trauma. And the trauma time people, again, they're very boring. So 3D, 4D continue with their stories in mediocrity. Thank you, Sadhguru. There is comfort, but no joy. Well, they have fun with their stories. In going beyond limits, there's joy, but maybe no comfort. And that's not true. I love to be expanding the self, decentralization of the self. Patrick McNamara, neuroscientist, explains it. I remember when it happened and when 4D thought there was no 4D, which is hilarious. Their mind is not stretched. Tune in to the extended, and we'll keep chit-chatting about the integrated brain, restorative embodiment, self-aware, accountable, regulating person who loves.